What was one of the first challenges that you faced when starting Bryan Marketing Group?
So in my mind, Bryan Marketing Group, although only a few years old in this version, actually goes back to when I actually started my first business because it was really the same concept. It was doing lead generation, but in a specific industry. And at the time I was young, I was 20, 21 years old, and I had no real world experience doing any sort of entrepreneurial adventures or doing anything like this. So going in and being nervous was something that I think is normal. But for me, I also had the stigma of being young. And so a lot of times I would get hit with like, "Hey kid, hey, how are you going to make a big change or how are you going to really impact my business if you haven't even been in business or have had a business before?" And what I did, and recognizing that that was one of the things that people would assume about me, is I surrounded myself with people who knew more than I did. I grabbed some mentors that actually ended up becoming partners of mine in that first venture, and really grabbed hold and sunk my teeth into anything and everything that they would tell me, and I would read up on things that from an entrepreneurial perspective gave me a little bit more confidence to come to the table with answers to those tough questions. And then what was cool about that is if you were to go and look at a lot of the accolades that we ended up accomplishing over the course of time, most of them were things like 30 under 30. So being a young entrepreneur, how to make $1 million before you graduate, and all of these different things. So what's kind of a cool thought is, at least for me, what was one of my biggest challenges actually became one of my biggest accolades. I think that that's true for a lot of people. So overcoming adversities, whether that's your age, whether it's um, something that happened to you in your life. I think for a lot of people, hearing other people's stories and understanding that people have come and been where they've been, and just knowing that when you're able to actually overcome some of those adversities, they actually can become your biggest accolades.